Hello! In this video, I'll be presenting on the Yōkai I. This presentation is called Yōkai and Me by Sterling Stone. What is a yokai? A yokai is a spirit that is part of Japanese folklore. The creatures are explanations of happenings in the world, from everyday life to strange and odd behaviors, at times warning the public of hazardous actions. Yokai were originally creatures to be feared, but when people began to draw them, they weren't as scary anymore. Instead, they were considered endearing. When I think of yokai, a comparison I have in my head is the old fairy tales of the Grimm brothers, how horrifying they were, and how they taught morals. Yokai, some of them are a bit like that. For example, there's the kappa, which are similar. They have frog elements to them and like a bald head, and they're warned to stay away from the river during a stormy season, not to upset the kappa, but in reality it could be just dangerous to be by the river if it starts to flood and such. Here are some modern art drawings of yokai and the new way people are looking at them. They're still thinking of the same stories and the lore behind them, but this is now the new drawing, the new take on them. The Yōkai I. The head of I is of a bird, has a beak and feathers. The body is of a scaly fish, and yet it has human hair. It has also been considered mermaid-like. The descriptions honestly vary, as some describe her as more bird or even ape-like. She most commonly is imagined with 3 legs, fins, and or a tail. She will emerge from the ocean and tell prophecies. The most popular story of her is that she emerged from the sea, announced herself, and told about a future of a great harvest and an upcoming epidemic. She warned that if an epidemic or wave of disease did occur, that everyone should draw her image and show it to the people so they can be free of disease. Let's look at the Yōkai I. Now to the right we have some ancient artwork that came out around the time of the story. It even has a historic stamp of approval on it, and it's been archived. And to the right we currently have 2 different interpretations of MOBA. And in the next slide we have some more kawaii interpretations and some personal favorites of mine that I really enjoy. I think they're under the category of Shibu Kawaii. Now, the story of Amabie wasn't really this crazy thing. There's a lot of yokai stories, and so what could have possibly happened that could have put Amabie right into the spotlight? Well, COVID-19, of course, as she did warn of an epidemic. So let's talk about the effects of Amabie. So people immediately came back to the story of Amabie, and I think it started with the drawings, and then from there it was contests and people drawing Amabie online, and people remember to show this image to bring good fortune, kind of thing. So we'll talk about products, perspectives, and practices of the effects of Amabie. So about products. Shrines and temples around Japan began to produce charms with Amabie's picture on them. For perspectives of this time, a perspective was that this charm would keep the person carrying it safe. Another perspective is that Amabie became a symbol of hope during the hard time of COVID-19. practices that began were of creative pursuits. People would be baking treats with Amabia's face on it, making figurines, and doing many drawings, all with the image of Amabie. Now on the slide here we have a little Amabie saying for someone to wash their hands. We have some social distancing, one with a mask, and the one on the far right is Amabie holding a bottle of hand sanitizer. So it was very fitting. Now about my yokai is that it was homegrown. Its location of origin is in Oregon, specifically the 100-plus-year-old bathtub for my parents' house. Its creature type is that it is sticky bubble bath soap and soap scum. It likes eating ice cream, playing outside, simple games, getting messy, and bath time. It dislikes peanut butter, dirty rooms, and boo-boos. Now, why is it considered a yokai? Well, I like to think it has mysterious power and element to it. Imagine the sensation of a nice hot bubble bath. Before you know it, the bubbles are popping and it tickles on your skin. Who did that? I wonder if it was my yokai. Bubble Boy. Also known as yeah, so this is my little yokai boy. He's a big old bubble with little bubbles on top, and he's a little messy. But yeah, here are the resources that I used in this presentation. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Here's a final image of some ancient yokais mixed with some new interpretations of them. Enjoy. Thank you. Goodbye.